What's up, everybody? What's up? It's your girl Maria J, aka the Blessed Boss Lady. And welcome to Let's Talk About It. It is Happy Friday, Fun Friday. I want to give a shout out to my girls, Miss Kiera, who is not feeling well, so prayers out to her. Shout out to Nicole P, who is representing Reunion High School in the football team. Kendall, congrats. Go ahead, do your thing, Reunion. But we are here with some great guests and my fam. So I just want to start off by introducing you guys. She is definitely not no one new to Sis Let's Talk About It. You know, it's got Godmommy's here. So Ms. Latonya is in the building. That is the auntie of the family, so yeah, she's gonna come through. And then definitely we have a guest here who was with us on Tuesday on GERV, talking about the Stop the Violence event that will be held tomorrow. Miss Jasmine's in the building.
Hello.
So yes, ladies, we have a great conversation today. It's something that needs to be had, but we want to first start off by talking about this great event that's tomorrow. Miss Jasmine, let's talk about it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jasmine, and my nonprofit organization is called Fly Heels and Cufflinks, which is dedicated to building our youth, young men and young women, helping them to be the best adults that they can be. We are having our first youth gun violence, Stop the Gun Violence event tomorrow, September 14th, 2024 at 12 p.m. at Craig Memorial Tabernacle, and that's on Puritan in Ardmore. Please join us.
Definitely awesome. I'm so excited about it. I will be in the building. We will be having some content from Sis Let's Talk About It at the event tomorrow. What are you wanting and trying to see come out of this event for tomorrow?
I am trying to see parents, adults. If you don't have children, if you have children in your family, I am trying to see parents. I am trying to, again, see adults come out, single mothers, single fathers, two-parent homes, fathers who are out the home but in their child's life, mother who co-parent with the father of their child. I just want to see all parents out, all adults out to fix the issue within our youth. This is a situation that takes more than just one person to fix.
Oh, definitely. And we're going to talk about accountability today. And the reason why I really want to get into this, because I'm talking to the women. We are talking to our sisters right now. So it's time for accountability, because at the end of the day, and do not hate me, do not come into the comments talking about I don't like females. No, I'm just over us. I'm over us not holding ourselves accountable. I'm over us wanting, us to be in relationships and us to be married, but we got our children that need us right now. Our children are dying. Our children are asking and begging for us to be there for them. Find out why they're hurt. Find out why they rather be at their friend's house than at home. Find out why. And a lot of times what we as single moms don't understand is that we are the foundation of the household. When, the man left the household, we're single moms, we made some decisions, but also we got to hold ourselves accountable for the decisions that we made. The decisions that we were broken, busted, and disgusted at one point in time in our life, and we made a bad decision. We decided to have children from that bad decision of whether it was a man or woman that you shouldn't have been dealing with, and you decided to deal with, and now you have children. But then when you have multiple children, when you're bringing in having multiple situations where you're struggling and you're having to work 2 and 3 jobs, and now you're not being able to be a parent, and you got your oldest child now childing and being a parent of all your other children, because again, you are still feeling some type of way, and we got to do better. We have to be better mothers, because being better mothers creates better children. Better children create better people. And we are the start of that. So I definitely really want us to talk about accountability today. And definitely with this event, because again, where did a lot of this come from. Our children are dying because we are not able to do what we need to do as parents, because we got to work 2 jobs. We got to take care of our kids. But we are providing lacks for them because we're not able to be there for them the way we need to as parents. So we're going to be talking about accountability when it comes to women. So men, you got the floor today. So go ahead and throw it out there. Whatever y'all want to say, we could talk about it today. But other than that, we definitely want to start off by, showing you guys what we're talking about. We're going to go to our first video. And I think a lot of women can relate to this. I definitely can myself. But I definitely want, Miss Latonya to kind of bring us back when we finish watching this video.
I want to be loved. I want marriage. A lot of us get on here, we act tough, and we be like, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, but I want help. I want to be loved. I want somebody to love me. I want somebody I can be vulnerable with. The problem is, and I'm not crying, y'all, because I'm sad. I'm crying, y'all, because it's like a release right now. But the problem for me, y'all, is that all the relationships that I had with men were not about love. It was about survival for me. I know how to fuck. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to seduce a man. I do not know how to love a man. And then to have a son, because of those choices that I was making, y'all, and I got pregnant really, really fast. I got pregnant within 90 days of knowing my baby daddy. And we don't talk about this shit because it's embarrassing and it hurts. It fucking hurts. And I'm mad with me. I'm not mad at men. I'm not mad at my life. I'm mad at me because I don't know how to fix me. I don't know how to fix it. That's accountability. That's the shit that hurts. It's realizing that, hey, I got some shit with me that I don't know how to fucking fix. And in turn, because I don't know how to fix that shit, I'm fucking up other people around me.
Man, that is definitely real mine. What do you think about that?
Ooh. The first word that comes to my mind is generational, cyclical. Ooh. She's taken a lot of accountability. I can respect that, but a lot of that's not her fault. That's all. A lot of that is learned behavior. A lot of that is what she saw growing up. She didn't just figure that out all on her own and take on that type of behavior when it came down to me, and she saw that somewhere. And the good news is that she recognized that it's an issue, and she still appears to be young enough to fix it.
Yes.
She can turn that thing around, save her kids, save herself, and she can come out on top from this, but it is going to take some work. And the first things first, you got to figure out where that came from.
Definitely. And I think that's what a lot of us is generational. A lot of us have issues, especially when it comes to men, what we saw, what we didn't like to see, what we did see, what we picked and choose, but a lot of us never had guidance. We were told what not to do, but how not to do it.
And on top of that, we're going to put all that generational stuff and couple it with low self-esteem.
Oh, man. On top of, so we're not able to hold ourselves accountable. We are repeating generation after generation of things that they cope with, because a lot of times we talk about, grandma and great grandma, she stood around granddaddy and he did this and he did that, but grandma was miserable and we just didn't know it.
Right.
Grandma and granddaddy did things that were traumatizing and he didn't realize that was traumatizing.
Right.
But it was normal to him because he watched his father do it. And he watched his father do it, whether it was a slave master that was controlling him, but still, it was someone that he watched do it. And when we constantly do that to ourselves, like, I never did well with men because I didn't have a man around. My mom was single majority of my whole life. I didn't see, like, I saw certain things and I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you kept it moving. But then when you become an adult and you're watching TV and you're seeing other couples and your friends' family, you're like, wait, they different.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. Mm-hmm. They touchy-feely and they telling each other they love each other. Like, why y'all do that? And why we don't got that? Wait a minute. Yeah. What's going on here? And those are the things that we don't realize, that we are taking generation after generation. And I really want us women and as mothers to understand, when we are broken, bitter, depressed, sad, busted, disgusted, whatever we're going through, those are things that are taken out on our children.
Also, there's another part of that. We can talk about the generational, but we also can talk about times and progression.
You don't have a choice.
Changed.
Yes.
And the generational behavior didn't change. Back when her grandmother, which is who she was maybe getting some things from, or her mother was getting some things from, women didn't work back then.
Hey, Danny.
And you had to, per se, take shit because you had babies. Mm-hmm. You had nowhere to go.
Yep.
If you left, nobody was going to take you in, because back in the day, for some reason, the magic number of kids was 5. Where you going with 5 kids? Who going to take care of you with 5 kids? Mm-hmm. Nobody. So you had to stay there, take that shit, and whatever he did, you just had to eat on it, whether it was beat you, have other women, whatever it was.
Yep.
And that's what her mother grew up seeing. So that's where the low self-esteem kicked in. But then, yes, she has identified there's a problem. How do we fix this problem? Mm-hmm. That's a whole elephant that needs to be eaten. How do you eat it? One bite at a time. But which bite do you take first?
And as a mother, what bite do you really take first? When you are a single mother working 2 jobs and you have 3 or more children, and literally 9 times out of 10, that oldest child of yours is the one that is the in-house babysitter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the question as I raised was, which bite do you take first? I was kind of being rhetorical by saying that, because that's how the generational and the cyclical, yeah, I know it's a problem, but I don't really know which bite to take first. Mm-hmm. And so you settle back in.
Yep.
Because it becomes comfortable at some point that I just don't know how to fix it, so I don't know what to do. So most times, just go back to bed. I don't know what to do.
True.
It's a problem, but without proper help, I don't know how to fix it.
True.
So, Jasmine, when it comes to, like, how you look at things, and especially with this type of violence event, what do you see us as women being able to do? And where do our change come from to make this happen?
To me, the change is going to definitely have to come from taking a step back and looking at yourself, right? Because we all know that it's so much generational curses, so many generational hurts that we can all go back and point out, right? But being almost a 40-year-old mother of 3, I can honestly say that this day and age, we already know what we seen growing up, what our grandmothers went through, what our great-grandmothers went through. I think it's very hard for people to understand what they're doing, how they are portraying that same image, that same hurt, right? So in my mind, my opinion, taking a step back and looking at yourself. It's so easy for people to point the finger, and not even just point the finger, but like you said, just acknowledge what your mother, your grandmother, or anybody before you went through, your auntie or your cousins, whatever. But it's very hard for people in general to take a step back and look at themselves and say, wow, I'm continuing the curse, right? So to me, taking a step back, looking at yourself and understanding how detrimental it was for your youth. What are you doing right now to yours? What are you doing in your home to your children that's mimicking that exact same behavior that you knew the people before you had to encounter, and you knew how wrong it was? Mm-hmm. Not enough people are stepping outside of how they view things or how they feel. You know, life goes so fast, day to day. You wake up, you get the kids ready for school, you go to work, you come home, you get the house in order, you help the kids with their homework. You really don't have time to even think about what do I need to fix, let alone, what tomorrow is going to bring. But it's very necessary to do so, because when you do so, you are opening up a door to not only heal yourself, but to heal your children, and to avoid the children that you might possibly have in the future from even experiencing it as well. You breaking the curse, you breaking that cycle. So like I said, it to me, stepping outside of the box and looking at yourself. I had experiences on how I got here. I had out-of-body experiences. Literally, I had multiple out-of-body experiences when I asked God to show me a different way of living. And they were so real that I didn't want to realize that what I seen was actually me. It took me months. It took me months to realize, like, no, that's you. That's you with steam coming out your ears, blowing up at your boyfriend, blowing up at your kids, and they looking at you like you crazy, not knowing where it came from. Yes, ma'am, it's you. And when I realized that, yes, that's me, it sent me into a state of depression, because it was a hard thing to recognize that out of all my years, you're not as perfect as you made yourself believe. And that's not easy for people to do. So in order to heal, you definitely got to go through that process. That's where it starts for me.
And I think that's the biggest thing that women seem to ignore and not make the time for. Because that healing process does take time. That healing process does take a lot of... It takes a lot out of you. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot of crying. It's going to be a lot of accountability of what wrongs you actually have to hold yourself accountable for. Like, me personally, I had to hold myself accountable for the fact that, like, I allow too much. Like, why would you continue to allow? But then it's like, you cannot keep blaming the person anymore. You have to start blaming, why are you choosing to do this in the first place? Why are you allowing these things to happen in the first place? Why are you okay with these things happening in the first place? And they all come back to you. So what is going on with you? What is not happy with you? And then one thing that I don't understand with us women right now, when we break up with someone, we're looking for the next catch.
Yes.
But we can't tell you who we are.
Very fast.
We can't tell you who we are. So if I was to ask someone who came out of a marriage or who came out of a relationship, or like me personally, when I came out of 13 years of mess, I could not tell you who I was. If you was to say, who is Maria? I'm a mother. I'm a daughter. I'm a student. But I'm a friend. But I could not tell you who I really was. Because I didn't know who I was until I was in my healing journey. But who I was horrible. I was broken.
Same.
I was depressed. I was angry. I was bitter. Like, it was nothing. Oh, but I was doing good in school. I was a good mama. I took my ass to work every day. Right. Like, I had to start thinking about positive. What's the positive in this aspect? Like, what am I doing right?
For real.
Like, because we are so stuck on what we're doing wrong. So we be like, okay, what am I doing right? I'm going to just focus on what I'm doing right. But then we get so stuck on what we doing right, but then we start lying to ourselves.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm doing this right because I'm going to work and I'm able to buy my kids this. I don't need no man, but...
I'm a good mother. Yep.
I'm sitting in... We forgot that while that child, our oldest, was 6, 7, 8 years old, we used to sit in the room and cry all day.
Yep.
Ignored them, gave them a grilled cheese sandwich, a peanut butter sandwich, some Roman noodles, anything. Just get out
in front of the
face.
TV, just leave me alone.
Yes, leave me alone.
Go to your room and smoke and drink yourself till you go to sleep. Just,
and that's what I really need women to be honest about. Like, that's what we doing. It's a lot of us who are watching who are going to see this today, tomorrow, next week, next month. You probably smoking and drinking and you pissed off at that man, but at the same time, guess what? Your kids really need you right now.
Yep.
Your daughter wanted to tell you about how her day was at school, but you in the room smoking a blunt and drinking some wine and with the door closed because you don't want to be bothered.
and it ain't the kid's fault. It's not their
It's not. And it's totally not their fault. But guess what? Because the foundation in that household right now cannot change anything, because you cannot change it with yourself. That child is about to deal with something else. But guess what? We stuck on the daddy ain't in the house.
We stuck on being alone. Like,
we stuck. We don't got no man. We alone. Where is the love? Like old girl said, she knew how to survive. And a lot of women, we are in survival mode. Really Some of us are really dealing with men just to have a bill paid for and some assistance.
We stuck in survival mode so bad that we've 90, I don't know the statistics, but to me it's almost 100%. But so many people stuck in survival mode that they've convinced themselves that they don't need a man.
Yep.
Like, you know, it's kind of like,
right, yes.
I hear it all the time and I read it all the time on social media. I'm good by myself. I'm content by myself. I don't need no man. Listen, God did not design us to be alone.
He did not.
Your choice in men and you being tired is what have made you feel like you don't need a man. But that's why I tell women all the time, start working on yourself. And I ain't talking about going to school and getting no degree, opening up no business, going to the gym to work out. I'm talking about really working on yourself. You will realize that you'll attract what you are, just like you was attracting bad when you were bad. When you was miserable, you was attracting messed up men who were miserable.
And can we be honest? Like when you was miserable, when I was miserable, when you was young and you was hot and tight. At the end of the day,
she like that.
You had to put me on.
She had to say me.
It's generational. It's generational. We talked about this. It's generational. But we all can honestly admit that when we were at a different place in our life, we dealt with that type.
Yes.
And then when we elevated, it's like, I would never talk to you. Mm-hmm. And then they like to remind you, we used to talk. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. I don't know you.
I don't even remember
Who are you?
And if it was before I was 25, I damn sure don't remember. It don't even count.
For real,
once it hit 25. So
that's a real thing.
But seriously, we as women, we don't look at that. We don't hold ourselves accountable. Like, guess what, baby girl? The reason why you still messing with bums is because check your FICA.
Yeah.
Check your FICA score.
Yeah, let's talk about the real.
Let's talk about why you still looking at Chime, Venmo as bank accounts.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you dare disrespect a man and talk about what can you do for me when if he was to ask you to co-sign on y'all house, you would. First of all, I think
you ain't gotta say that.
If a woman drop your credit score, that should be an obvious breakup.
I mean, even besides,
I don't even know how we got to this part of the conversation
because it's serious.
It's accountability.
Did you just say that he was gonna drop your credit score, or she was gonna drop his?
No, if a woman, if she co-signs, like you shouldn't even have to co-sign.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Is women shouldn't co-sign?
No.
Oh, I thought if y'all partnership.
That's not your husband.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Don't co-sign if you ain't married.
That's what I was saying.
First of all, you don't even co-sign then. You don't co-sign then. You and your husband don't invest together. Somebody got to keep their name clean. So therefore, no, if you got your name on the same loan and the ship go down, both of y'all messed up. Somebody got to keep their name clean. No, you don't do anything together like that.
Ooh, Auntie throwing gems. Y'all better listen.
So never thought about that. Never.
So kind of they was. So the dope boys was trying to teach us in the first place. That's why they used to tell us they, put everything in the baby mama name so they name stay clean.
No, that's the way you want to put it. They just being dirty.
Because but then you're left with a bunch of things that you can't afford.
Exactly.
But I mean, here's where I see a problem with a lot of younger women. You in these relationships because he cute. Ooh. And you're not comparing portfolios. You don't know what he got. You don't know where he's going. You don't know nothing about his future because you're not having those tough conversations. You don't even know what his credit score is because you don't ask. So people are too afraid to have the tough
conversations, because why would I be hooked up with you anyway and I don't know where you're going?
And then if he can't even answer the conversation, that means you need to, and you still talk to him, you on your own, baby girl.
But she has no financial wherewithal either. Ooh. That's why she's in that position with him. True. So she was never taught good financial habits either. So that's why I was just totally blown away when you was talking about co-signing and all. What are you talking about?
That's what a lot of, like you said, a lot of young women do that because they're thinking we're doing this together. We're in this together. No, we're not doing
nothing together. That's not your husband, first and foremost. Don't buy anything with somebody that's not your husband. That's one.
One.
He's not using your credit.
Most women don't even want to. A man really can't even ask a woman, like, hey, let me get $20. You know
what? A man wouldn't ask a woman for any money.
They will. A man will not
ask a woman for anything.
These days, the woman don't want to do anything.
Oh, it's not that she has to do anything to help.
I know what you're talking about.
Stop taking on partners when you can't afford to be a partner.
But that's what I'm in outside of even affording to be. I know females with good jobs, with money, right? But they're under the impression that if they're dating somebody, or even if they're in a relationship with somebody, that they're the receivers. They don't have to give, because the man's job is to give, right?
I don't believe that.
No, I don't either. But this is what the modern woman, majority of them,
and that's
go
why they
by.
Messed up.
This is what they go by. It's always a take and never give. I see men all the time, outside of even financial. I see men all the time all the talk about how a woman wants a man to provide, and that's their job. Provide, pay bills, give me money to pay my bills if we don't live together. But when it comes to cooking or cleaning, it should be both of us. It's not just me. I ain't the only one that got to cook and clean. But it's kind of like it got to be. I understand men's perspective with that. It got to be.
They never had the tough conversation. Yeah. And what's the expectation going in? And what do you expect out of me? What do I expect out of you?
And if you didn't do that,
they're not doing that. They're not doing that.
They're having it after sex.
After sex, yes.
But
and it's thrown off once you have sex, because that expectation you have, you comparing it to, okay, he not gonna do this, but then I ain't gonna have this.
Yeah, but you got to remember too. So many women these days are being led by the facade on social media, and the music is crazy.
Yep,
like,
I will agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they think that they don't have to do anything to keep a man happy, right? That they just can be on the receiving end of it.
Well, a lot of women, they do think
that's too bad. They do.
They can keep a man happy. It's by their jaws and in between their legs.
And men are constantly screaming. That's just not. They can get it anywhere. It's not
that's her money. That's her currency.
That's what I'm saying.
That's her currency.
That's all she knows.
That's all she got.
But we got to also hold men accountable. Men have put that on a high pedestal for so long that women is like, okay, and then they're being taught by aunties and cousins and grandmas who was in that era, because grandma 34 and 42 now.
Yep.
Like, my grandma taught me, God bless the child's got his own. So, you know, don't be depending on a man, because he can bounce.
Yep.
So then you're just left looking crazy. And so I wasn't taught to depend on a man, so that's maybe a downfall. I don't know, but I wanted what I wanted, and it was like, okay, fine, we could come together with these things, but I'm not gonna not have because you don't give it to me.
Exactly. That my mom did raise me like that, but that's why I didn't expect. But that's what I saw as a downfall for me, because I did not expect anything. I had my expectations was the sex and the attention. I didn't need your money. I worked 2 jobs and I made more money than half of the people that I was around.
But you worked too.
But I didn't. But I saw my mom work too. So I didn't see anything wrong with that. Just like I remember having a friend and talking to him, and he was like, he can't never get a good woman. And I'm like, what the heck is a good woman? He was like my mama. She worked jobs. She ain't never complained. And I'm like, wait a minute. You ain't hear her complain. All those things you are expecting a woman to do, your mom did it because she had to. she ain't show you or complain to you, because why would a woman complain or show her child that she's struggling in her, and that's not what we're going to do as a mother.
It's a downfall for
So
it was a
now
downfall for me.
now he has an expectation of a woman. If you don't bust your ass and you damn near tired, by the time you get home, you're not a good woman.
Yep.
And that's the misconception and misunderstanding that we're brought to men when it comes to what a woman is, and also with women.
But see, that goes on both sides, though. Like how he said about his mother, right? So imagine him having a sister who's seeing that as well, right? He's going to expect a woman to work 2 jobs and bust her butt, right? Because that's what he's seeing, and she's going to throw that in a man's face every time they have a disagreement when she in a relationship. I don't need you. I'm independent. I got my own money.
I don't ever
So
wanna
why
be
do men
independent.
James, go ahead and call him, but when you say all men want respect, attention, affection, and support, what does respect look like for men? Like, what is the respect?
You know, and like I said, as far as being independent, that's great, but I don't want to level up with the man.
Exactly.
I want my door open.
Yes.
I want to be treated like a lady at all times.
I want to be a passenger princess.
Yeah, I don't want to say, okay, I'm doing everything you doing, and no, because I'm not. There's one real rule: if there's a man in the house, that house notice his bill. That's his bill. I'm never gonna put a roof over a man's head.
Man,
if I pay every other bill in the house, I'm not gonna pay that one.
Same.
As long as you're laying here and ain't nobody, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I like that perspective.
The covering is the man's job.
And that's how it was when me and my boyfriend was living together. So, on that note, would you say what the counterpart of that? What would have been something that would have been off the table for him to do? Would it be like cooking or cleaning, like like a give or take type of situation?
We don't have to have gender roles in the house. I might go out there and cut the grass. That's okay. We don't even have to establish that. We just know it's stuff in this house that's got to get done. So I work hard, you work hard. I'm not about to say that that's my responsibility.
So would you say that also would go for, like how you said you wouldn't pay the mortgage?
No.
Thank you, Jamie.
So
you turned it up.
Why would that draw the line? Only because that's how you was raised?
I don't cover a man's head.
But if y'all together, and God forbid something happened with his job, is that like a different situation?
If the man's job is in jeopardy, the man is going to be set up properly. Whereas when his job go down, we got Aflac kicking in, we got everything else. All our ducks going to be in a row.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. So therefore, just because a job is not going to make us. So if his job go, we still got insurance. We got security. There's more to that paycheck in a relationship. Is the security of it. So how you set things up, and that's why I said the hard questions and the hard conversations. We're not going to take all our money and buy clothes, cars, and we're going to make sure that foundationally, if anything happens, we're set up.
Okay.
There's an account to go to and get that money.
Thank you. I'm so happy she here because
Hey, we trying to work on our season next season. It's coming. We trying to get these gems. Yes.
That's my godmama too.
Territorial.
Me too.
Yeah, but you cannot expect, and a man really shouldn't want a woman to put a roof over his head. That's what I mean by that.
So when it comes to, you both are boy moms, but y'all raise your children differently than what you're seeing. You can't tell me you don't see the women that are raising these boys now.
Well, first of all, they calling them king. I don't agree with that.
I don't either. I don't call my. I got 2 sons. They ain't getting king card from me.
No, and they're making them the man of the house, and they get that cross.
They ain't getting king card from me.
They're not the man of the house.
So where do you think that whole aspect came from?
It come from her looking for a man.
You better say it.
And I ain't doing
You
that.
better say it. How many?
She's gonna
like how many hood chicks gonna name their child king? And they baby daddy be the biggest joker on the board.
It ain't gonna happen in my house.
No.
Never calling my sons king. They wives and girlfriend, whoever. Yeah, or they house where he paying bills and he's the man of the house. But in my house, no.
And no woman should be calling her man daddy. That is
Only in the bedroom.
I was about to say, like, wait a minute.
If you get choked
in the
real quick.
bedroom,
That's it. But not on the street, not in front of nobody
not
else.
in front of nobody.
No, we're not doing all that.
Daddy and witch can be said in the 4 squares. Those the only 2 words can be said in 4 squares.
That's it. Yeah.
we didn't even let him talk.
He's not on the show. He's just here.
Oh, okay.
But yes, so I think we really need to have these conversations, the hard conversations, because especially what I don't understand is why we as women, we don't have those conversations with men. We want to know how they gonna take care of us sexually.
Why we don't have it with each other like we do?
Because we can't even talk to each other. That's a whole nother story. Because we don't even
that's
support.
Another show.
That's a whole nother show. Because we had a whole show going against the men, and not no woman showed up for us, but all the men showed up for the men, and then the men even showed up for us, but
That's
we didn't
because
show
women
for
don't want to hear it. Women don't want to be accountable. They don't want to hear no women telling them about that. They gonna start calling.
Then I don't want to hear my man when your daughter is begging for your attention. I don't want to hear my man.
That man ain't even a man, girl. That man don't even be their man. That man don't even be their man for real. They pretending.
But they don't have no standards.
None at all.
Everything is gone to hell in a handbasket when you sharing men knowingly and you know the threesomes, foursomes, fivesomes, all that mess.
Okay,
you know, so the standards is all the way down.
Standards are down.
They underground right now. They
And I
underground.
blame that on generational curses. They didn't
But
see
then
those
it's
things.
like,
But no,
we can't-
wait a minute, back up.
we can't.
Who grandmama was doing threesomes and foursomes? Now that ain't no generational
In
mess.
the granddad, in the grandma
You gonna be
gown,
surprised.
in the grandma gown though.
Listen, I know some grandmas.
Well, I don't.
I know some grandmas that was getting
No,
down.
wait a minute.
And I
Now,
some
you know it's
grandmas who
different.
wasn't in the
It's
house.
different.
So they mamas
Wait a minute,
was
which
getting
ones are
down.
you talking about? These new grandmas?
Because it's a different type of grandma.
Yeah, I ain't talking about the 78-year-old grandma.
Because my grandma, my grandma is older than y'all grandma.
Exactly.
Because I'm much older than y'all. But
Yes.
yeah,
Think
so
about
I'm
the
talking
normal
about my
age right
grandma.
now,
She
though.
was not
Getting down.
getting down. And let me tell you
First
something.
of all,
Because she was so outdone when she found out that people was having oral sex. And she was like, what? She took up all her I told you, your sons is doing it. She took up all her silverware, her glasses. She bought everything paper and plastic. She was like, oh, you mean tell me they out here bushwhacking? I was like, yes. She couldn't believe it. She could not believe
Yeah,
it.
well, is that why you find when you go over people's house down, you notice that most
Yes.
of everybody got
Yeah, 'cause everybody put their
Paper
mouth on
plastic.
something.
Yes.
Everybody putting their mouth on something.
literally everywhere. You do not. Back in the day, you go over anybody's house.
wasn't no paper.
It was no paper plates.
Yeah,
Nothing.
now, yes.
Now that's all you gonna get if you go over somebody's house.
They
The
doing
red
the
solo
most.
cups
They
is
doing
what
the
you
most.
get.
Yes, red solo cups. You're not getting no cup.
You're not. You're not
You
putting
don't
no
even get
DNA
the
on my
Family
glasses.
Dollar sets no more. You always had that's the good shit now. The Family Dollar sets is the good shit. You get the paper plates, okay?
No. My grandmother was outdone when she found. She said, "I wish my husband would have." Ooh, shit. Thought about putting his thing. She was like, "That's just horrible."
Wait a minute,
She was like,
Grandma
"That's
don't know
terrible."
that.
So,
Grandma
yeah,
don't know
so,
that.
no, they wasn't doing
Grandma
that.
didn't try it.
Not back in the day. No,
Grandma
ma'am.
got a little brrrr.
No, ma'am. She was like, "You must be crazy."
So, wait a
And so
minute.
I was looking like a deer in headlights, like,
You better not
I
say
was like,
that.
yeah, Mama, you right. You right.
Because I'm saying, I know Granddaddy was.
But she said, I don't know, and I'm going to say something that is really just bad. I don't know what it was. We lived on the west side. I grew up on the west side. I'm not,
Period.
taking no digs at nobody from the east side. I don't know what this means, but my grandmother used to say, that's what them nasty women's on the east side do. So,
Man,
I don't know what that was all about.
and it's no digs
Well,
to
it
anybody.
trickled
I
over
don't
to the
know
west.
what was going on the east side
I don't
between
know.
the 70s and 80s. But
Yes.
west side people,
They so
did
bougie.
not like East Side, and if you was the East Side female and it was a West Side female, oh, they was coming for you.
But that's where all the men back then, because like I said, they was beating their women, having other families, all that. But that other family and the other woman, she was always on the East Side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The secondary women always was on the East Side because they was too far. Who the hell is going on the other side of Woodward?
Right.
Who is going past John R? Nobody.
You need to get out of here.
Nobody was going past John R. And then you was had to take the bus back in the day. Everybody took the bus back in the day. They wasn't doing that. Yeah. I'm not about to take 7 buses to go check this home.
Right. And he didn't take her over there. So
exactly.
And they didn't know nothing about their neighborhood. So,
nobody.
No, he was safe.
And everybody in the neighborhood knew how to keep their goddamn mouth shut. So, shoot. Charlene seen Pam, but Pam knew not to say shit. Because when it was Pam's time, it was Pam's time.
That's it.
But nowadays, no.
But wasn't nobody discussing all that.
And also, Pam wasn't kind of trying to be like, you know what, since Charlene ain't gonna go nowhere, you want to just have a threesome with Bill? Because that's what these hoes do now. Well, since you ain't gonna leave him alone, I ain't gonna leave him alone. We might as well just fuck them together.
Standards. And they try to say like it's more women than it is men. That might be true based on certain statistics. I don't know, but
that's also
that's why they get another woman.
That's what they try to say is more.
But that's
women.
also generational.
That's what I'm saying. So I ain't even trying to hear that because I ain't sharing no man willingly,
knowingly,
period, knowingly, willingly. None of that. I'm not doing it. But like you said, so many women are doing it. These
but
days
that goes
so
back
low.
to the low self-esteem. Because she don't feel like she worthy of having her own man.
Yes, and they having daughters.
Yep.
And they're teaching their daughters that. Yep. And they're having 3, 4, 5 daughters.
But guess what? You also got women that's doing shit with their daughters.
Oh, girl, in this show right now.
Because we want to talk about the grandmas. Let's be honest, the new age grandmas is doing some shit with their daughters. Like, shoot, they smashed.
Girl, bye.
Excuse me. There is a woman.
For real.
There is a young lady who literally was on TikTok crying because her sister, her mama pregnant with her new sister by her baby daddy.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, I'm done.
So what accountability? So what generational accountability is that?
I don't know no more. I'm going to
the
bed.
Bad ones. The bad.
What is the generational accountability? Because your mama's so jealous of you that she's about to smash your baby daddy too.
That is happening a lot.
Hello,
but see, that's what I'm saying. We got
that's happening a lot.
Yes. There are so many mothers jealous of their daughters, and they're treating them like shit. It's ridiculous.
So they go and sleep with their man.
It's a lot of miserable, bitter, angry women out here, and their mothers and their grandmothers.
Auntie, like, where is the hell?
And they wonder why their daughters is out here getting pregnant at 13, 14, running with the boys that's carrying guns and all this other stuff. I'm telling you, these mothers are creating these horrible homes for these children.
So, what day is part 2 of this show?
Oh, we're going to have a lot of this. So definitely, ladies, I am so happy that you guys are here. You will definitely see them again. Where can they find you? And don't forget, tomorrow, the Stop the Violence event will be, again,
at Puritan and Ardmore Craig Memorial Tabernacle at 12 p.m. Come and fellowship with us and see how we can come together as parents and adults in the city of Detroit and stop the violence in our youth. We need them.
And ladies, parents, be ready to talk. Be ready to have a conversation. Don't just come out and look at the wall and look at all the pretty decorations, because we here for a solution.
Yeah, it's
seriously, like, we really, really need to be there for our kids. And mom, where they can't find you, girl?
Just call me.
Definitely. So you guys know what's up next. Shit Talk Podcast is up next. They'll be in the building. The award-winning toxic podcast. Shit Talk Podcast is right after this. But definitely, ladies, thank you. We are going to be talking more about accountability on the next show. So we will see you soon. Bye.